Good morning, Photoshop fans. My name's Ali Baba from onestoptutorials.com, and in this tutorial we're going to be learning how to use this wonderful tool here, the color replacement tool. Okay, now first things first, I have to introduce you to our two models. This here is Katie, and this here is Katie's friend. Katie here is my niece, my sister's child, and as you can see by their faces, they're up to no good whatsoever. Look at the eyes on Katie. I'm watching you, Katie. And this picture was taken from jazzkids.co.uk. It's my mother's clothing company business. And what we have here is we often get asked by people, I like this outfit, but what would it look like in this color? And instead of taking it to the factory and getting it made, all we simply do is just edit it in Adobe, and it just saves a lot of time. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be changing the color of these clothing, changing it to a color that we choose, and making our lives a lot easier. Now this is a great tool, it's a powerful tool, so let's get into it. Once you've selected the color replacement tool, which is in the brushes palette, the last one at the bottom, shortcut B, you'll get some options at the top here. You'll get the size of the brush. Okay, you can change the size of the brush. I use the shortcut keys, which is the open and close bracket, which is next to the P on the keyboard. It's just easier. I just used to using it that way. Then the next options is you have the hue, saturation, color, and luminosity. And what this is basically, if you click hue, it adds the hue color to the image. Saturation is, if we had this set to black and white, this would make it gray because it saturates the color out. Okay, so if you wanted a gray effect, then this is the one for you. It's probably the easiest. Color is color, which we're going to go over in a minute, and luminosity adds the effect of a, let me just change the color, adds the effect of, let's say, a paintbrush style. So it's taking away the luminosity. If this was a green, just show you, you notice that it just takes away, it doesn't actually use the color that you selected as the foreground, it's just taking away the background, and it's giving it that effect of a paintbrush, you know, the flatness image, taking away the pattern of the clothing. Okay, depending on what effect you're looking for is depending on whether you really want to use that tool. Okay, like I said, we're going to go over the color one today. And let's change our color back to some nice blue. And the next settings you'll see are these eye drops. The first one is sample continuously, meaning it samples. So let's say we left click on this red. What it's done is it's sampled that red, but as I come down to the blue, it samples the blue, and then the red, and then the blue, the red, and up the green, and it basically keeps sampling continuously, like it says, of the color. So it's okay if you can keep it tidy along the edges and do it freehand. It's very handy indeed. Okay. The next one across is, let me just move this to continuous, it works easier. The next one is sample once. So if I left click on a red, and now the system knows that I've selected the red, it means that I won't be able to select the blue, I won't be able to select his face, the hair, I'll be able to select Katie's flower, and over to here. So anything that's red on the picture, it will select. Okay, so because you have sampled the color once. If you were to sample the blue, now anything blue you would be able to sample, but you wouldn't be able to use any of the red. Okay, so I hope you understand that. And the next one is just take it from the background and foreground. So if the background color was set to red, which is the color of the shirt, you're just simply painting over just red. Okay, so you see it goes over everything that's red, might even go over the lips. No. And it allows you a lot of room for error. I mean, you could just go pretty mad with it. Oops, purple. And then the next lot of settings is the discontinuous. We can go over an area and it doesn't have to be connected. continuous is like a continuous motion, and find edges is like what it says. It just simply finds the edge a lot easier. Okay, just goes around the edge, and sometimes it can offer us quite a hard edge, which I don't really use that much, because it just has that dark pixelated look around the edge, and I don't use that look very much. The next lot is tolerance. So if your tolerance was high, you might find yourself going over the image. Even with the background selected to red, you'd still find yourself going over the image. And if your tolerance was too low, on the other hand, you'd find it spatters and you wouldn't be getting enough of the image. So it's good to have like a halfway. I like it in the 30s, the 20s to 30s. It just gives me that little bit more leeway. If you find it spattering too much, then just simply add up the tolerance. And then the last one is anti-alias. Anti-alias is just basically smoothing it out and making it look a lot nicer. Okay, so now you know what the options are. We're quickly gonna go through this. I'm gonna select continuous. I'm gonna select sample once and continuous, and we're gonna do that. Now I'm just gonna go through this and just show you how this tool works. Okay, so all you do is just simply click, and we'll just go through, and you can see I'm coming right around his neck, and it's just offering me a lot of freedom. You can get more detail by coming in and getting the brush, and then you wouldn't get her arm so much. Okay, we're going to come down. So this tool, I mean, it's amazing how it works. Really, if you use, let's say, the paintbrush, for instance, and you're using the brush, you notice what the brush does. The brush takes away the texture. It just offers it. It just makes the image flat, you know. But with the color replacement tool, it keeps to the actual image. Okay, and this is one I did in purple, same style, and I'm going to quickly do that. I'm going to do a red on this using the color replacement tool. I'm just going to quickly come around, no care in the world, boop, 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 boop. And I'm just going quite wild with this, quite wild. And as you can see, we have now made Katie the red girl, lady in red. Okay, now what I have to say, that this tool doesn't work on every picture. I find high resolution pictures are the best for it. Lower quality, it just doesn't seem to come out so well. But yeah, that's this tool. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you very much for my two models here. Subscribe to my YouTube or leave a comment below, and if you've got any questions or anything, please feel free in contacting me. Take it easy, guys and girls. See you for the next one. Cheers.